Welcome to Chiraq, land of pain, misery, and strife.
Yo, welcome to Under the Influence, Cocktails, and Consciousness. This is a critical thinking platform where we talk about issues that are important to the black millennial and then some issues not so important. As we know, sometimes those issues are tough, so we handle them with a cocktail. I'm your host, Caleb, and then joining me is the lovely Ivory.
Hi.
All right. So look, man, we've been going for a little while, and I want to apologize. This was all my fault. Don't blame Ivory. It's all my fault. But I do want to say thank you to everybody who subscribes, everybody who likes these videos, everybody who supports, asks about it,
likes the page on Instagram, shares the Facebook post,
subscribe,
all those things,
and all that stuff.
I'm always surprised that people even are listening and care about what we have to say. So I'm super grateful.
Yeah, so we're gonna be more consistent,
Yeah.
Especially going into the new year. You're gonna have a great year, all right? So tune in. But today's topic is Chiraq. Where you at? I think that was what they were saying, right? But look, okay, so Chiraq came out last.
The conclusion. It's gonna be our last time talking about it, right?
Yeah, because we talked about it twice already.
We talked about it at the trailer when it came out, and then we had actually was gonna see the movie because when we had did the video series, we were like, we went in with high hopes because we like Spike Lee, but we didn't want to give any strong opinions because we hadn't seen the film. So we saw the film, and
it came out last Friday, and we saw the film, and we went to a little discussion, and we have some very interesting things to say. Not only say interesting because the fact that I was really behind the movie, I was really for it. I said it before. This is Spike Lee. Made School Days. That's a classic, and all the Jungle Fever and all this other stuff that I love. But Chiraq was something else. I don't know what the fuck that was. I can't even lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't know what that was. I'm not sure.
Well, I think it was a rushed and poor attempt at recreating what is it? This Greek mythology.
What was the girl's name?
Listeria.
Yeah.
Listeria.
Listeria. Yeah.
I think I don't know.
Yeah. Don't quote us on that.
But it was rushed, and it was a really a failed attempt at trying to recreate something that couldn't happen in not only modern times but in our communities, and that is basically the idea that if women withhold sex, they will stop their male counterparts from killing each other, and violence therefore would decrease in our communities. So right off the bat, I was really critical of that whole theory. But as we said before, we decided to go and watch it to kind of be able to gather all our information and come back and have a full opinion on it. And so then after watching it, I was not only was that whole idea of women withholding sex dumb, which I knew it was going to be in the first place, the movie was very rushed, and it was like you were saying, there was no climax, no suspense, and no conclusion. And that really, it was disappointing to me, and I kind of feel like he probably didn't feel a lot of responsibility because this is not his hometown. A lot of his stuff, it takes place in New York, it takes place in Brooklyn, where he's born and bred. So I think he puts a little bit more time and effort into that, whereas this was a little bit different.
Yeah, man, because when you see Brooklyn in a movie, it's jazz music playing in the background, shit.
Well, that's that.
Ballet dancers dancing around the motherfucker. Oh, you would see. He could be coming up with all type of shit. This shit's beautiful.
I know.
He showed Wicker Park it was cool.
But I think that also that has to do with the era, the time frame. A lot of those things that, because you probably referring to Mo Better Blues, which was 1990, or School Days.
She's Gotta Have It.
She Gotta Have It was 86. Like those, that was the time frame, that was the era, and like that was the feeling that he was trying to give for like whatever, for what he was trying to do. With this, like, not only does the name Chiraq connect to like, you know, the increase of the high rate of murders that supersedes like the murders that happened in the war, but like it's connected to like the drill music, like the sensation of drill music that has like increased over the past like, you know, 5 years here in Chicago. So I think that like it was fitting that he had the music in the film in that way. I will say, if there's one thing I will say that I did enjoy about the movie, was being able to see the backdrop of Chicago. I think he did a good job of really like him or whoever did the film, because I don't think, honestly, Spike Lee had.
Yeah, he had a somebody who worked with him.
Right, I don't think he had his hands really in the film. I think he just put his name on it. But whoever did it did a good job of the filmography, like the backdrop of the movie. I thought was beautiful, like in terms of like I love Chicago and like the architecture of what it is and how it exists, and I think they did a good job of that. Like I love looking and seeing like, oh, like we were saying, that's Wicker Park, or that's over on, I mean, it was predominantly on the south side, and I was able to like identify a lot of places that like we pass, and like the art that we have on our buildings, and like I loved seeing that. It did make me feel like that it was at home. And then I loved seeing like the main character, Listeria, who, like, you know, to me is like absolutely beautiful. I love seeing her on the screen and the close-ups and the aesthetics, and you know, she is a beautiful woman. And so being able to see it, I'm really into like photography and art in that way. And so like film is kind of like a motion pic, moving art, moving photography, and I think they did a good job in terms of like the aesthetics. But the storyline, that rhyming that they were doing in the script, that was annoying. Over time, I'm like, okay, they gonna keep doing this, and they kept doing it the whole time. That was, I wasn't with it.
I think that was from the Greek. Maybe that was the you know what I mean?
Probably, but I didn't like it. And I will say that I think that
I didn't like it.
I think that Nick Cannon, he did a good job in terms of acting, but I didn't like how his character ended up. Like, okay, so I mean, this is gonna be like spoiler alert, everybody, but like, you know, he ends up confessing to like killing the little girl at the end, and then what, he goes to jail. Like, that's not, I mean, we know that our community has an issue with mass incarceration, so like that's not a resolution to the issue that he ends up going to jail. And like, last but not least, and I'm done with my rant, this whole thing about withholding sex was disturbing to me, because we know that like if women in our communities decide to stop holding sex, and I've said this to you before, that is something that is potentially dangerous for them. Like, women can get, you know, raped choosing to do that. They can get beat up choosing to do that, like with their significant partners. Like, I mean, it could be an increase in like, you know, molestation and all of these things, like, because we have way more social ills that exist within our communities. So like, I just feel like it was like irresponsible to like use that as a backdrop. And I thought it was also, during the discussion we were sitting at the end, it was kind of disturbing for me to hear some of the women, particularly in the discussion, say like, you know, we are matriarchs in our community and we have the power to change this. And I felt really disturbed by that, because I think that that does two things. It does. Number one, it puts like this surmountable, huge amount of responsibility solely on the woman to create change. And I think that that's why a lot of our women deal with like a lot of like depression and mental illness, because we feel like we have to take care of everything. That's number one. And number two, I think that it creates like this dynamic that like, it's something powerful that can be said about, you know, the male and female working together to build. And so when you just create a storyline or this idea around the woman taking the lead, you are selling the ability and the capability of the man to do great work as well, because they have the ability to do the same. So yeah, I mean, I was disappointed, but I'm happy that I saw it, because then I was able to kind of like, put all the pieces together. But he kept saying, you got to see the whole film. Y'all only saw, a 30-second trailer, but honestly, that 30-second trailer was exactly what the film was. Like, it was that. Like, it wasn't nothing.
He sold
all
everybody.
those highlights y'all saw in the trailer, those were the highlights in the movie. Like, it wasn't anything different.
That's hilarious. That's genius though. He's saying, hey, yeah. But wait, there's more.
Right.
No, but I agree, man. And I just gotta really tuck my tail between my legs on this one, because I really believed in Spike. I still believe in Spike. You know what I mean? I really believe there wouldn't be two Chiraqs. I believe that if the movie was just centered around like New York, it'd be great. But I feel like this was something that they kind of did, sensationalize as far as using Chicago and everything. The movie probably wouldn't have gotten so much flack as it's getting now if he had only not use Chicago and not use like Chiraq the term and centered around drill music and stuff. Although I feel like he did have an interesting point. The movie starts out with the drill music and the lyrics on the screen, and I feel like that was, I was with him. I was with him at certain points in this movie. I'm not gonna count it all out.
Part?
I couldn't give you the sequence, but like
what parts in the film were you?
I like the beginning had me. I'm like, okay, because I always felt like, when I listen to drill music, there's a very contradictory message in it. It's always like, it's the worst place ever. Fuck this place. I'm gonna shoot everybody around this motherfucking everything. But man,
I love my city.
But I love this city.
Yeah,
pray for my city. Like, nigga, what? You just killed everybody in the city in this song.
Real,
it's fucking crazy. It's like a double.
I know. I feel like crazy. Sometimes, I hate Chicago. I'm ready to move. I'm ready to get away. And then I have moments. So I'm like, I love Chicago. Like, when I do move, I'm gonna miss it. Like, so that's the condition of a human being like double conscious. But so you like the opening?
I love the opening, man. I thought he was going deep with it, because Nick Cannon also. I mean, if you look at his name, you know what I mean. His name was what? Damien? Demetrius Dupree.
Yes.
And if you think about like Keith Cozart, like shit like that, you know what I mean? It's the same fucking thing. It's like, I think that's who he really was basing that character on.
Which is, tell the listeners.
Chief Keef, man. Chief Keef. I believe he was really basing his character off of him, man. Well, not basing the whole character off of him, but, just like little symbolism, shit like that. People do shit like that. The double D's, you know what I mean? Like the 2 Ks. I believe it's K, it might be a C, but it's very close. And then it kind of like sounds French and everything. Like,
but his rapper name was Chiraq.
But I think that was just like, hell. What was
what is his last name sounding French? I don't know if that was really intentional.
You don't think it was intentional?
What do you think? Where are you going with that?
I just think that it was just like, if I was writing, because I've written a book. I've written like a story. You know what I mean? So when I think about characters and shit, like sometimes you get characters like crazy names. But but like if it's based upon somebody, like they do change like syllables, or they change something like that. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to say, you can't say that person's name, but you kind of give hints and stuff like that. If they ever did like a documentary behind the scenes, well, that's actually, and they'll say like some shit like that. Because I would, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Well, I might be wrong. I probably am wrong. I'm wrong about a lot of shit. But Spike, it was terrible, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was.
What parts did you feel like were terrible? Or
were terrible?
Why did you think it was terrible?
I just think it was the sex, man, the cum scene at the end. I didn't understand this shit. Like, you know what I mean? I just didn't understand it. That's what I'm saying. Like,
so what
I don't like not understanding shit. Like I be feel like, I can get it. If anybody gets it, I'm gonna get it. But I'm like, what the fuck is this about? And I still to this time right now, like, what the fuck was that about?
Right. So for the listeners, like, because the women had chose to withhold sex from their partners. At the end, the mayor had got involved and had told Listeria and Chiraq, who's Nick Cannon, that if you all engage in sex and the first person who has an orgasm, they have to concede, like they have to like give in. So that means like if Nick Cannon has an orgasm, that means that he has to stop the violence, stop the killing, stop the beefing with the other gang. And then if Listeria has orgasm first, and she just has to give in and like, you know, start having sex again and not try to require them to stop shooting. And so like that at the end, you know, Big was brought in and they had sex and Nick Cannon came. So that meant that like,
Did he come?
I don't know.
No, he said, didn't he say, man, no, dog, I got this. We finna win.
Why was he so like sad at the end?
You know, he was like, no, man, I got this. We finna win. And then Wesley was like, no, I'm straight. And then threw the guns on the bed. They gave up because Nick was still trying to fight for the shit.
I don't know.
That's what I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, what the fuck was this?
Right.
if y'all saw the movie, that's the Wesley Snipes laugh. It was kind of like, what's my man name? Nino Brown. But like, if he was just like totally just all
no, Nino Brown Nino Brown never laughed like that in New Jack City.
He had that smile though. That's what I'm saying. It was like Nino Brown if he was off that shit because I think he had a beret on, didn't he? But he had a patch on and shit. Like Nino Brown ain't had no patch either. But like Nino Brown got his ass whooped and lost his voice.
They wouldn't sing.
He was. Oh, it's not.
I don't think so.
This is comeback Wesley. Damn it, he can't be Nino no more.
Okay.
Stilo. Whoever fuck with, what was his character's name? Ice Pick or some crazy shit. What? I don't know. But yeah, so overall, man.
So if we were Siskel and Ebert. Thumbs up or down? Or how many out of 5 stars, how many would you give it?
I would give it 2.5 stars. And I would give it a thumbs down, honestly. Thumb sideways. Fuck it. Cause I don't know. He might come out if Spike ever had an interview and he just explained the whole thing to me, then I'd be like, all right. And then it would have to be deep though, like.
But that's the thing, like art, it should not be explained. Yeah. Art's supposed to be understood.
But you know.
No.
You're right though.
And
okay.
Those.
Well, I understand. Fuck it. Thumb down. Thumbs down.
So, okay, and then for me, I give it a 1.5 stars, and that's because of the aesthetics and the art in the movie, and of course I give it a thumbs down.
Sorry, Spike. I know you got something around the corner, man. I know you got something.
He really hasn't came out with nothing that good for a good minute, though. I will say, I think the last thing was, I don't remember.
This can't be the end of the legacy, Spike.
No, I'm not saying this, but I'm just saying he hasn't done anything like, you know, in the 80s and 90s was his era.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was better than Tyler Perry.
Yeah, I mean, at least it wasn't. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but you know, don't get those people riled up. Some people be like, "Girl, you crazy, Tyler." Something. But yeah, they like what they like. I like what I like.
I mean, he's so. The reason I say this is because he's so critical of Tyler Perry.
Oh, right.
And so, if you want to be critical of somebody having a quality movie, you gotta maintain your level of like quality, you know. And so. But, you know, it was rushed, it was poorly written, and it was, you know, just not my cup of tea. So, better luck next time, Spike.
We still fuck with you though, Spike.
Yeah.
And I still gonna put on all that other shit, man.
Yeah.
He Got Game, Bamboozled.
Yep.
She's Gotta Have It.
Okay, what's your top 3?
Girl 6. He Got Game, School Days. Probably between Jungle Fever and Clockers.
Okay. I would say this is hard. Crooklyn.
Oh shit! I forgot about Crooklyn.
I know, right? It's hard.
Tripping.
Crooklyn. Do the Right Thing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Forgot
I
about
would
the right
say
thing.
this is hard, but this is hard because I like Bamboozle too, but I would have to go between Jungle Fever and School Days. But that'll be like, I don't know, it's hard, but we still
Mo Better
like
Blues was dope too, though.
Mo Better Blues was so good.
See, man, Spike,
It's hard.
Spike, bring us back to the OU, man.
Take us back.
Tell Denzel
We want that old thing
to
back.
cut that shit off his face
I think he's filming something.
and go get a film in with you. Tell him that. When he after Denzel laugh, he's like,
No.
my nigga. But yeah, all right, man. So that's been us, man. I spent our your commentary on Chiraq, man. We're gonna put it in the coffin. And that's it. That's all we got for you on that topic, man. Thank you for joining us on Chiraq Series.
I'm sorry.
This is the worst. Damn it. Okay, fine.
Okay.
The episodes of Chiraq. Thank you for joining us. All right. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, man. Don't forget to comment on the video. Let us know what you think. Don't forget to like it. Until next time, we're out.